Watch Mr. Wizard. That's what all the kids in the neighborhood call him because he shows them the magic and mystery of science in everyday living.
Mr. Wizard?
Hi, Doc. Come on in.
Hi, Mr.
Hi.
Wizard. What's that puzzle you're drawing?
Well, it is kind of a puzzle, isn't it? On account of, it looks just like a plain design.
Yeah.
But it isn't just a plain design. It's a secret code.
Secret code?
Yeah.
This doesn't say anything.
Doesn't look like it says anything, does it?
No.
Yet before you leave today, you'll be able to make up a code like this without too much trouble at all. Have you ever made up a secret code?
Yes, in Cub Scouts.
What'd you do?
First we had the alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had symbols that represented A and B. And then we
What do you mean
wrote
symbols? What
like
kind of?
a question mark
I
and
see,
boxes.
yeah.
And then we made up these secret messages. So when we're going to meet in our Cub Scout meeting and when we're going to have a secret club, so my brother wouldn't find out.
Oh, I bet he liked that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of why most kids make up secret messages so brothers or sisters or somebody can't find out. Is that the only one you ever worked with? Is that one you guys made up?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know many more codes than you realize.
I do?
Yes, you know lots about codes. In fact, see, come on over here at the drawing pad. I'll show you. How about this?
Stop sign.
Yeah. See how I didn't even have to write any words or anything. You immediately knew that was a stop sign, didn't you?
Yeah.
See how this now is a symbol that stands for a complicated idea. When you see that, what do?
I know I should stop.
Well, if you're riding your bicycle, it means you got to pedal backwards, isn't it? If you're in a car, you got to put your foot on the brake and so forth. Now, notice those are relatively complicated actions, and you knew that this sign or code stands for something that you should do. So immediately you did this.
Yeah.
So this is a form of code too. Everybody knows this kind. How about this one?
That's the plus mark in addition.
Yeah, so you know you have to do something by adding your numbers together. How about this?
It's the minus mark.
It was?
Oh, now it's a division mark.
Just two little dots made a
Yeah.
difference. They had to do an entirely different kind of thing. How about that one?
It's a question mark.
What does that mean?
Well, when somebody is asking a question like, how are you, they expect an answer.
Right, so this is a rather complicated idea which everybody now recognizes.
Yeah.
Now, let's try this one.
Stop.
Now, notice that says the same as this, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But this is a new code.
It means the same thing, though.
It means the same thing, but now we've used what?
S-T-O-P.
Letters.
Yeah.
See, to say this now becomes a code, too. And it's a code called the English language.
It's one of the most frequent codes in the world.
Yeah, you use this all the time. Well, not necessarily one of the most frequent in the world, but one of the most frequent that you have ever used.
Yeah.
Because all of the combinations of letters are forms of code, which, in this case, everybody knows them.
Yeah.
How about this?
That's my name.
That's your name. And this combination, D-O-U-G, stands for, you know, a boy with a pug nose and freckles and brown hair.
Pug nose?
Well, brown hair, anyway. How about this?
Bridge.
Bridge. What's that?
Yeah, it's something that goes over water or land and something that's connected on both sides. That's what a bridge is.
Could be a wire, then. Telephone wire goes across.
It's a bridge. It's not a bridge. A bridge is but something has to go over it.
I see. Well, in this case, you could call it kind of a bridge. I was being kind of facetious in that it would be a bridge because electricity could go across and could be electrical bridge.
Yeah.
But you now know that this combination of letters stands for that idea. How about this?
Pont.
Pont.
I never
Does
heard
that
of
mean
it.
anything to you?
No.
Well, this happens to mean the same thing as bridge, only it happens to be in French.
Oh, I see.
See? And so all the French boys and girls, they wouldn't know what this one meant at all. But they would know what this one is. So for all purposes, if you don't understand French, this word is a secret code. Isn't it?
Yeah.
In fact, any language that you don't understand becomes a secret code because the language you do understand is a code that you and I both know the secret to, you know, the answers to. In this case, French, it now becomes a secret code. Russian, the same thing. So you see, language is a code. These symbols are secret codes. Even shapes of things are secret codes. And so you know a lot really more than you thought. Here's a different version. Now let's watch this. All right, let me get rid of this. Why should I need all this? There.
MPH.
What's
Miles
that?
per hour.
That's not now, is it?
No.
You know immediately that it stands for what?
Miles per hour.
Or speed, right?
Yeah.
How about,
AEC.
yeah.
What's that?
You don't know what that is?
No.
Well, that stands for the Atomic Energy Commission. And it's a rather complicated idea, isn't it? A group of men who make decisions about our atomic energy. How about this?
Mara. Here.
Well, I wrote this one using the principle that scientists have discovered when they began to work on the theory of communication. How do we communicate with one another in terms of written language? And they found that you didn't really need vowels. So all I did was to write a common sentence, one that you know, and just left out all the vowels. Now you supply A, E, I, O, U in here someplace, and what does it become?
Mary.
Mary.
Had a little lamb.
Yeah. See? Now this is kind of a code, isn't it, already?
Yes.
But it's one that's not really very secret. Well, so you see, you knew all kinds of codes. Now let's go over and look at one that has been specially designed for a different purpose. See it over there on the wall over there? I think you probably recognize it from here, don't you?
Yeah.
What is that?
Little dots and dashes.
Yes, and what? See what I have written up here?
International Morse code.
Yeah. Now, what do you do in the Morse code over there? What is A?
A is dit dash.
Hmm?
And B is
Dotted it.
dotted it.
Yeah. Now, why did they want this kind of a code?
In the old times in the West,
Mhm.
they didn't have telephones, so they had to communicate with each other. And they had this mechanism, and then they pushed down on the buzzer, and it made the little...
They had a switch on one end and a buzzer on the
yeah.
other. Yeah. Okay. Here, let me see if I can write something. You tell me what it is. You go ahead. Look up the...
Let's see. That's a dash or a dit.
Yeah.
It's D.
Yeah.
The next one is 3 dashes. O.
You have to bother to look up the other ones?
No.
What do you think it is?
UJ.
Right.
Right, UJ.
Now, each one of these stood for a letter, didn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes they have letters like did-it-it, da-da-da, did-it-it, which is SOS. What does that mean?
Help.
See,
Send
that's
help.
kind of an abbreviation. In the same way that we had MPH over here, you now have abbreviations in this.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one whole code that they used because they had to have sounds that changed. All they could send was a variation in electrical current, on or off, so they use that. Now, how about this one up here? Have you ever done any sailing or been around the boats?
No.
You'll recognize these flags. Well, you know, sometimes in boats they have flags at the end, you know, American flag or various countries. That's kind of a symbol, too. But up on the masks, in the various parts of the ship, you know, the strings that are up above, they have these flags, and you see what they stand for?
The letters.
Different letters,
Yeah.
sure. So you can spell out a message. In fact, here's one word right here. Can you see if you can puzzle out what that stands for? First, look for that flag.
This is H.
H.
And this is E.
All right.
And this is this is L.
L. H-E-L.
This is P.
Help.
Help.
So you could spell out things in flags. Now, why have flags like this?
On the ships,
Mhm.
they didn't have any Morse code or any telephones, so they had to communicate with the other ships on the land. So they had to put up these flags.
Right. In other words, today we have radio to send,
Yeah.
signals back and forth, but at one time they didn't have this radio, so they used flags. Here's another one over here. Why don't you check that one?
All right. This is
Cross.
R.
R.
And this is Y.
Y.
R-Y.
Yeah. Does that mean anything?
No, I never
Well,
heard of
before over there, SOS, you see, it meant something to you because you heard about it. Well, this is the same sort of signal. They put up two flags that are just kind of abbreviations. In this case, it means, when you see these flags up on top of the ship, it means the crew has mutinied.
Oh.
So they have abbreviations in ship's flags, too.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever seen anybody making signs and things with their hands?
Oh, that reminds me of the deaf and dumb.
Why? What do they do?
They can't see, they can't talk,
Yeah.
and they can't hear.
No.
So they have to communicate with other people, and so they have these signs, that means for different words and letters.
In fact, sometimes you think they use letters, but they've now combined whole ideas and they put them all together. And of course, they do this because they can't make any sounds and they can't hear. So they do that. In fact, Indians used to do that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Remember you see them in the old westerns, they're standing there making all kinds of signs.
Yeah.
Now notice most of the codes that we've talked about here are substituting a symbol, either a flag or a dot dash or a thing with your hands, for a letter. Now there's another form of code that's relatively common that starts that way but doesn't really finish that way. They began to substitute, instead of for letters, whole sounds. Over here, I'll write one out for you and see if you can guess what it is. I'm not very good at this, but I think you'll get the idea.
Oh,
What's that?
my father, he has a secretary,
Yeah.
and she uses those little Carol Q's and zeros. That's shorthand, isn't
Right,
it?
shorthand. Why do they want to have shorthand? Why not? This happens to be dear. Why don't they just use
It take too long. They want to get them out fast.
Right,
the
they want
letters.
to. You see, you want to be able to talk now, or to write as fast as somebody can talk.
Yeah.
So that's why they shorten it up. That would be. This is the D-E-R, dear. Here's an M sound. It is written like this, an E and R. And pretty soon in this system, they no longer begin to use individual letters, but they now begin to put whole words down as a unit. So it's a relatively fast way of doing it. Shorthand. This is kind of like a secret code, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are the only two letters, or only two words I know, you see, so the rest of it's all a secret, as far as I'm concerned. So that's another code that's used. But now, let's actually now talk about secret codes that not everybody knows. And I think you must have gone to a store and bought something. And now here's my version of the price tag that was on something. See, how much did it cost?
$1.
Notice that's a code, by the way.
Yeah.
$sign. And what does this code say to you if you're going to buy this?
Tells me that the item I want to buy is $1.
And that means a green piece of paper with pictures on it, which you have to give to them, right? Now, at the same time that the storekeeper tells everybody that the price is $1, he also wants to keep track of secret information. So on the top of the price tag or some other place, he puts a secret code. Have you ever seen letters on a price tag?
Yeah, once in a while.
Well, what these indicate is perhaps what he paid for it, so that when they do the bookkeeping, they can later on look at this price tag and find out how much they paid for it. And one way to keep track of this is simply to get a word like this one.
Tumble down.
Notice that the letters are only used once. They're never used twice. If you now write 1 here, and then 2, 3, 4, go ahead, all the way to 0.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
0. Now notice that there are only 10
What?
letters and 10 numbers. So now you can find out how much that costs.
That's it.
What did it cost?
D. Here's a D, and that's 7.
7 and
And
L.
that's L, and that's 5.
5.
75
75
cents.
cents. See, so he could automatically keep track of it. So the next time you see a price tag, why you look at it and see if there aren't some letters there, because that's his secret code. And they make up their own word here. See?
Yeah.
Now, you said that you had made up a secret code.
Yeah.
Well, here, why don't you try another one? Here, I have the alphabet all ready for you. You just make up a code.
All right.
You know, just put whatever symbol you want over here.
No, I'll do the alphabet first. I'll do some words with E.
K.
K.
Okay.
L.
And notice these words or letters mean one thing to one people, but they mean something else to us, because you're going to decide what they're going to mean. How about
S,
punctuation?
A. I'll use, let's say, as a question mark.
Yeah.
A quotation.
Exclamation.
Exclamation.
Yeah.
Quotation.
Mhm.
Period.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Comma.
The comma.
How about a $sign? You use that
Let's
one.
see.
$sign.
Dollar
Yeah.
sign, and here's a cent sign. And I could use numbers.
Yeah, use some numbers.
4.
Throw some of those in.
6, 7, 3,
Flag.
5. I can use flag.
Squares, circles, things like that.
Oh, and I could use marks and arithmetic.
Yeah, arithmetic marks.
And multiply.
Okay. What do you...
Let's see. I could use some musical notes.
Okay.
Well, not a
Now, why don't you write me a quick secret message, see if with your own code now, and see if I can figure out what it is.
All right.
Triangle. Oh, I'm going to start solving it right away. You don't mind, do you?
No.
Triangle. A dot. It's Oh, right. I'm going to start solving it. See?
And let's see.
I. Yes. The dot was I. And the N. Question mark. You. I think I know what this is now.
And
Yeah, this is
fun.
See? How you could now make up your own code and have lots of fun with it. And you can substitute all kinds of things. You could make them all out of numbers, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Or you could just jumble the letters up and use them for new sequences. So this is called a substitution code, just like the ones that we, the Morse code and the ship's flags and so forth. Now, that's kind of this thing over here that I was working on. Here. Remember you said it didn't look like much of a code?
No.
But it is a substitution code. Instead of using numbers and letters and miscellaneous stuff, I used positions on this piece of paper. See? See, here's a dot, and there's a dot, and there's a dot. Well, these positions of these dots is extremely important. But you don't know what it is until you get the key, do you? Well, here's the key. See? Now, see?
A, B, C, D.
I printed the alphabet all along here. Now, if I put this thing like this, you see what that dot says?
T.
T. So here, you write right along here the letter that is indicated. First is what?
Whoops, wait.
Got it?
Let's see.
Okay. First T. Here.
I'll use this one.
First T.
T.
I'll warn you now, a little smaller with the letters. Or you're going to run out of space.
Y.
T-R-Y. Way over here.
A. T. That's Y. P. That's E. It's R. I. T. E. R. F. O. R. T. H. I. and S.
Okay, there's the whole message. Now all you have to do is sort of break it up.
Yeah.
Now, one way to do this is to start from the back.
All right.
Try once from the back. Could be is, couldn't it?
Yeah. Could be. Could
Well,
be his.
Could be his.
And it could be the.
Could be this. Well, if it is, this could be fourth is. That doesn't sound like
No.
much sense, does it? Well, then one way to do it is to try his, and it could be fort his. That doesn't sound much
No.
like it. This.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Well, try. Put a mark there. Then what could the next one be?
4.
4, okay.
This is
T-E-R, I-T-E-R, R-I-T-E-R.
writer.
I think you made a mistake right in there. That should be, you know what that should be?
What?
W.
Oh, I must have looked at it wrong.
Well, I see there's one missing. That's what it is. It should be E-W.
Oh.
Now, let's start from the beginning now. What? T-R-Y-A,
No.
T-R, what must be where?
Try.
Try, okay. Try, A-T-Y-P, A-T-P, must be try, T-Y-P-E-W.
Try a typewriter for this.
Yes, try a typewriter for this. Now, the reason I sent that message is because, you see, you can use the typewriter and run off any combination of letters as long as you only use them once. Then you can run the paper up in the typewriter and put a dot or a star as you flip the carriage, turn it one space at a time. You can now write a secret code on the typewriter. You don't have to join them together like I did here, but sometimes it's fun to do that. So here is another substitution code. Position this time was substituted for an actual letter. Now then there's all of the codes really that we've looked at so far are substitution codes. But there's something else about our language that's important which we haven't talked about yet. Let's go back over to that drawing pad.
Over here?
Yeah, remember this word I wrote down here?
My name, Doug.
Yeah. Notice how the sequence of letters is very important. What if I did this?
Agud.
Agud. That doesn't mean Doug anymore, does it?
No.
So that the sequence of letters is very important in our language. Also notice that if I have two words, is at, it's quite a difference when I write that. But the spaces are important too, aren't they?
Yeah.
So using this system now, you can take the regular letters that we ordinarily use and simply mix them up, because the order is important, and that's another way to write a code. And this is called transposition, or the changing of position. And here's one right here.
Saw, vin, gi, his, is, un.
Now, a little tough? Try starting from the back again. That works pretty well. Is it UN?
No.
No?
Fun, it could
Here.
be.
You make a mark there. Fun. All the way through, that's it. So we can see that it's a, that's a definite break there.
Yeah, fun.
Fun.
Oh, and here's the.
The, go ahead. You can separate the. But now what happens? Look what you got in between. Size.
Oh, we made mistakes.
Well, then go back here. Maybe you could do it this way.
Oh, that looks like is.
Could be is, yeah. If that's the case, it isn't the, is.
It's these.
These.
I made a mistake.
There. These. Now, what about this? G-N-I-V.
Solving these is fun.
See how easy it is? Once you know that I've simply jumbled the letters and the spaces around, it's relatively easy. And you can do this with all kinds of systems that I'm sure you could work out. Here's a different kind over here. Here, you wait right here, because I want to show you this long strip of paper. It has a code on it, too, see? See it there?
H-T-T-L-Y Henry Idle Stilly St O'Helen R I-N-I-N Egypt.
Now that G, for instance, on the end there, is really a G. It stands for G, but it's in a position which is hard to figure out.
Yeah.
See? Now, this is a special kind of code that was used way back in the Spartan days. Have you ever heard of Sparta?
No.
Well, Sparta was a town in Greece, or big city in Greece. It was kind of a state, and when Spartan generals wanted to send secret messages, all they did was to send that strip by a messenger to another general, see? Here now, you feed the paper on there while I turn the rolling pin.
Okay.
And you'll see what happens. And when the other general got it, why, all he had to do was roll it around an identical... Now, see what it said?
Yeah. This is not a hard one to solve with a rolling pin.
See how easy it is?
Yeah.
Now, try it, though. See, yours exactly the same idea, only it's a different diameter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Try it again. It didn't make any sense at all, is it?
No.
You have to have the right diameter in order to solve this code. So it's kind of an interesting positioning code.
What does it mean?
Doesn't mean anything
No.
unless you have the right size rolling pin. Now, have you ever tried to break codes? In other words,
yeah.
solve what they mean.
I saw it once in a movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to break this code from the foreign agent to see where they were going to attack.
Yeah.
So they had this this message that they got from the prisoner, and the way they were going to do it is they have the most frequent letter is E, and then
Okay,
T.
now wait, before you tell me, I'd like you to break one. I have a secret code over here that you're going to have to break. See, I put it
Okay.
up there on the bulletin board. Now, in this case, let's, oh, wait a minute. See these two cans here?
Yeah.
Well, let's say that this is your secret hideout. Your gang has a hideout.
Yeah.
And the treasurer has gone someplace, and he left that message on the board, and you know it has something to do with these two cans. See, a white one and a gray one. Okay?
Yeah.
So now you have to try to break the code. Here's a pencil. And find out which of those cans contains the secret message. So you mentioned, what is it about the E's and the stuff?
Well, E was the
Yeah.
most frequent letter,
Yeah.
and then T.
Well, now, see, here's what I've done. Here are all the letters in the alphabet up here,
Yeah.
but rearranged in the order of their frequency of use. E is the most often used,
And
and
then
then
T and A and O
Yeah.
and
So here's the secret message. Oh, see, I put spaces above here so you can write in the regular letters. And over here is the order of their frequency. There are more fours than any other things. Or more pluses. I mean, 4 pluses, 3 O's, 3 squiggly lines, 2, and so forth. So if, according to your theory, what are you going to do now?
that should be an E.
That should be an E. Okay, you go ahead and fill it in the
Let's
secret
see.
message. Wherever there's a plus, put an E.
E. E. E and E.
I'll help you along a little bit. This thing right here is a thing like that. Okay, now what's the next most frequent?
And T.
Up here's T.
Is T.
And what is it over there?
There's 3
O's.
zeros. So.
So fill in a T wherever there's an O.
Right.
There's one.
T.
Okay.
There's no more.
No more. Now, you got a problem over there. Everything is twos from now on. So you can't get any more clues from that because you don't have enough words. So you got to look around here and see if you can fill in any of the...
This could be the.
That must be an H. Okay, you can fill in that. That means an H can go in here. You had a gray can and a white can, so what's that word probably?
White.
Oh, that's cool. You can fill in the W and I'll put in the... So,
This is...
If it's a white three-letter word that follows it, what is it probably? Must be can.
Can.
See? So this is what is this?
Secret.
Secret, sure. So see how you can fill it in by a combination of working with frequency of letters over here and some logic. Must be in, huh?
Yeah.
I-N.
Secret in the white can.
And this is an S. See, that's why I put the little thing in there. The secret's in the white can. Well, here, go ahead. Take the white can, open it, find the secret.
Just a blank piece of paper.
Yeah, a blank piece of paper. So if that's supposed to be the secret, how are you going to, there's nothing on it. What are you going to do? Have you ever written a secret message in which there wasn't anything visible?
Oh, yes.
What?
Once I had this lemon juice,
Yeah.
and then I put it on the paper like, meet me at the clubhouse, and I gave it to my friend, and so my brother couldn't find out again where we were going to meet.
How did your friend find out then?
He put it near a light bulb.
Oh, because the heat would bring it out. Yeah, well, that's exactly the system I used, for your friend over here. So all we have to do is heat that to find out what his secret message is.
What's in that can? The other can?
Go ahead, open it.
Oh!
So you see, the secret was in the white can, not in the gray can. That was full of old snakes. Well, here, take your secret message and bring it over here to the iron. See, I had the iron going here. Okay, and so you iron it. Go ahead. Here, let me get this out of your way. There. Ah, something's coming out, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can use many common acids around the house to do this kind of writing. Notice that you use lemon juice or orange juice or grapefruit juice. Those are all acids. I happen to use dilute sulfuric acid because it makes a nice black thing. You can use all kinds of other things too. Milk works, vinegar works.
Yeah.
See what it says?
It says, time to go home. Oh.
So that was kind of a good secret message, wasn't it?
I guess my mother wants me.
Well, if she doesn't, at least I wanted to show you how you could work with, secret writing where you can't even read it. Now, if you're going to make up a code, what would you use now? Any other systems other than...
Well, I could switch around all the letters in different codes. I could,
Yeah, you could have lots of fun doing it.
Yeah.
And really, I meant it. It's time to go home. But before you go, I thought you'd like to see one of the things that Betty Sue and I are going to do. See this funny-looking table here? Right here?
Yes.
Well, you go turn out the lights over there, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Because next week, Betty Sue and I are going to investigate echoes. You see what I can do with the water? Watch.
Hey, that's nice.
Isn't it? So next week, we'll investigate this further as Betty Sue and I find out about echoes.
Be sure to be with us next week when Mr. Wizard and Betty Sue investigate echo and reverberation. Watch Mr. Wizard was presented by the Public Affairs Department of the NBC Television Network in cooperation with New York University.